Here, the biggest stage in basketball, the NBA Finals has arrived for 2023. Jimmy Butler and the Miami Heat are taking on first-time appearance for the Denver Nuggets. Nikola Jokic and Jamal Murray leading the way for Mile High City. The Heat are back in the finals for the second time in 4 years. The Nuggets, this is their first ever appearance in franchise history, led by the two-time MVP, and the Heat became the second ever 8 seed to make the finals after the 1998 New York Knicks, a matchup that really nobody expected. No one thought it would be the Miami Heat versus Denver Nuggets, but here we are. The Nuggets is number 1 seed. They have the home court. They are a huge favorite in this series. The Heat, on the other hand, have been underdogs the whole time. They had a 3% chance to make the finals, according to ESPN, I believe. And Jimmy Butler has just been the man. Jokic has been incredible. I think it should be extreme fun seeing the number 1 seed going against these Miami Heat, who have embraced the underdog. Nuggets going for their first title. Heat are going for their 4th title as a franchise. First under Jimmy Butler. The Heat have been in 6 finals. This is their 7th finals appearance. They've won 3 and they have lost 3. We'll see what happens. And this is the schedule for the finals. Be sure to drop your prediction in the comments and be sure to like and subscribe to this video. Games are not every other day. They're every few days. Thursday, then Sunday, then Wednesday, then Friday, then Monday, Thursday, and Sunday. I don't think the series is going to go all the way to the 2nd or 3rd week of June. So I think it's going to wrap up pretty fast. We'll see what happens. But talk about these two guys. These two are the faces of these two teams. Both won their respective conference MVPs in their finals. Jimmy Butler, 29 points per game, 7 rebounds, 6 assists, 1 block, 2 steals, 36% from 3. He has been absolutely incredible in the playoffs. We know what he did against Milwaukee, 56 points, 42 points in those games versus Milwaukee to eliminate them. He had 28 points in Game 7 on the road versus the Celtics, and the Eastern Conference Finals MVP had 35 points in Game 1 on the road against the Celtics. So he's been delivering at the start of the series, at the end of series, and he just has to carry it for 4 more games at the minimum. And on the other hand, Nikola Jokic, he's put up monstrous numbers as a 2-time MVP. Incredible shots from him, especially off 1 foot versus the Lakers, buzzer beaters. You can talk about it all. 30 points per game, 13 rebounds, 10 assists, been averaging a triple-double for quite some time. 1 steal, 1 block, 47% from 3, 54% from the field for the Joker. He had 34, 21, and 14 in Game 1 versus the Lakers, 30, 14, and 13 in Game 4, 32, 10, and 12 to eliminate the Suns. I mean, these are stat-packed, and I think he should find some success against the Heat. Adebayo has done well, but he's undersized against Jokic, who I expect to play really well this series, and for him to pass it out also. But for the Heat, let's talk about their role players. It's been really crazy for them because they've had so many injuries. You talk about Tyler Hero getting injured in the first game, Victor Oladipo not being able to contribute after the first round. You have Kevin Love in and out, not really contributing too much. You have older guys on the team like Udonis Haslem, or who are just there more so as a coach. But Caleb Martin has really been the man to talk about, who has emerged for the Heat in the playoffs, been ice cold. He's been the number 2 guy for Butler, nearly won the Eastern Conference Finals MVP. This man was undrafted. He played 2 years in Charlotte, then he got 2 years here in Miami. He was there last year, and this year he has made the most of it. 14 points per game, 44% from 3, included a number of immensely clutch shots, 57% from the field, 6 rebounds. He had 26 points in that Game 7 beat-up of the Celtics in the Eastern Conference Finals, 25 points in Game 2. He, has to make his looks when he's open in this series, and he has to score really a lot more if the Heat are going to win this. And Bam Adebayo has been really critical, I think, in this series, guarding Jokic and the paint at 6'9", a bit undersized. He's not a true center, but 17 points per game, 49% from the field, 9 rebounds, 4 assists. He's averaging 20 points versus Denver this season, and I think he's really the key for the Heat if they're going to pull this off. And Kyle Lowry off the bench or in the lineup, depending if you put in Gabe Vincent in, he needs to show his old self. The veteran The 6-foot point guard, 36% from three. Only 9 points per game for assists a point guard in the playoffs so far, but you need more from him. You have other guys on this Heat team like Duncan Robinson. They have shooters on this team. 43% from three for Duncan Robinson. Max Strus has contributed here and there, 21 points versus Denver. He's averaged 36% from three. Gabe Vincent, 39% from three to 13 points per game. So you have a lot of these different guys, and all of them are just going to have to continue what they've been doing, really. But it's just going to get so much harder against the Denver Nuggets. Speaking of the Nuggets, you talk about the role players, but really more so Jamal Murray as that second star on this team, an emerging superstar. As the Canadian Jamal Murray, 28 points per game in the playoffs. He's been shooting 40% from three, 48% field goal, 93% from the free throw line, 6 assists, 6 rebounds. He had 37 points in Game 2 and Game 3 versus the Lakers. He has been delivering big time, especially from downtown, and 31 points in Game 1 versus LA, 40 points in Game 2 of the first round, 35 points in Game 5 to eliminate the Timberwolves, and 34 in Game 1 of the semi. So he's constantly putting up game-winning performances for the Nuggets. And Michael Porter Jr. has been great as well as a shooter offensively for this team with open looks, 41% from three for him, 19 points per game his last 10 games, and 8 rebounds. And then Aaron Gordon was so critical defensively. He's going to have to do that again, maybe against Jimmy Butler. 13 points per game, 50% overall, 35% from three. He can shoot it, and 6 rebounds. And then you add in Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, KCP in the lineup to round it off. And he's been good as well in the starting lineup. He had 21 points in 2 straight games. He's definitely contributed with 41% from beyond the arc and 12 points per game. So it's really interesting on both sides. Both teams have great role players, but the Nuggets, I believe, are slightly more accomplished players. Let's break them down each in their own categories. Offensively, the Nuggets are by far better. They are averaging the highest points per game in the playoffs at 116. The Heat are 117. Nuggets are 126, sorry. The Heat are 117, which are middle of the pack. Defensively, I'm going with the Heat. They are just much better on defense. You talk about Bam Adebayo. I feel like they put in more effort defensively and they're a better team. Shooting-wise, both teams are pretty similar. The Heat shoot 39% from three as a whole. Nuggets 38.8%. So it's quite similar. X factors, you talk about Jimmy Butler, you talk about Jokic, Murray, Caleb Martin. All these guys have been delivering as X factors. Coaching, I would go slightly here towards the Heat. I'm with Eric Spoelstra. So we'll see what happens there. I think Michael Malone is a great coach, but I will go Spoelstra here. Clutch-wise, both teams have been great at that. We've talked about it. That's a big reason why they're here. Depth-wise, both teams have depth in their own different ways. The Nuggets, their starting lineup is really complete in all facets. Not so much for the Heat, but the Heat do have a little bit more depth, even without Tyler Hero and Oladipo and stuff. You only have Bruce Brown and Jeff Green who've been contributing for the Nuggets. So I think it's quite balanced. On paper, you'd go with the Nuggets, of course, but the Heat just keep, showing up. And that's a huge reason why you have my prediction here. So for my prediction for the 2023 finals, I'm going with the Nuggets in 6. I believe they're going to win their first finals. I think it's going to be an interesting series, but the Nuggets are, of course, extremely favored in this. Second heaviest betting favorite into the finals in the past 16 years. You have to go back to the Golden State Warriors in 2018, the last time that happened. So we talk about Nikola Jokic. He's been unstoppable. I don't think he's going to be stopped inside by Adebayo, who's undersized. I think if Jokic is doubled, he's going to pass it out. He's a great passer. Of course, we know that. Jamal Murray has been amazing as a scorer lately. Michael Porter Jr., you have Aaron Gordon. You have such a complete team by the Nuggets. And the Heat have been defying odds all season. We've talked about that. And they just find ways to win. You just don't see it on the paper, but they just do it. And so I expect Jimmy Butler to have a signature game to pull it off, at least one game. I think the Heat have been so good on the road, 6-3 on the road, that I think they can pull off one game in Denver and give them their first loss. it's just tough. They've faced tough competition. They won 3 out of 4 in Boston. Butler's been carrying, but it just might be too much. I think Caleb Martin has been good, but ultimately, if you were to beat the Nuggets, you do need more. So that's my prediction. Be sure to like, subscribe, comment, and I will see you in the next one.